you like a Yang Gang sticker? Do you know about Andrew Yang's presidential candidacy? This hat means "Make America Think Harder." What do you think of that slogan?
What do you think of the slogan "Humanity First"? What do you think of that slogan? It's not left, it's not right, it's forward. Like that one?
That's a good one.
You want to hear talking about Andrew Yang?
Would you like to hear my 20-second pitch for who Andrew Yang is and how he's going to save our planet?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the first ever tech entrepreneur and humanist to run for the presidency. He says Donald Trump is not the problem; he's the symptom of a problem. The real problem is that artificial intelligence has eliminated 4 million manufacturing jobs in the past 10 years. And those states that were hit the hardest went to Donald Trump. Because people under economic distress, their IQ literally drops by 13 points because they can't think of anything else but their next meal or their next month's rent. People under economic distress also are more prone to racist and tribalistic rhetoric. So when Trump said it was the immigrants, they started believing it. But the real problem is because this guy's a technologist, he's written 2 books on how artificial intelligence is transforming society.
Yeah.
In the next 10, 15 years, we're about to eliminate 50 million jobs more. 30% of all jobs is going to go away, including even white-collar jobs like cardiology, because AI can compare X-ray films better than real doctors could. So this is what's called a 4th industrial revolution that as a society we're undergoing, and there's no other politician out there even talking about it. So his plan is to create what's called a human-centered capitalism, which is to reprogram the incentive structure of our economy so that they benefit people. Because right now, all we're measuring is GDP and stock market price. And those things are going up, so it looks great. But it's going up because technology is eliminating human processes from the economy.
And the stock market going up and the economy doing well, it's certainly a good thing, it's a great thing. But we're neglecting the fact that America is not healthy. Our kids are not well. Our mentality is horrible. We are getting worse as a country mentally. Mental illness is skyrocketing. People are getting worse.
Depression, drug addiction.
And the politicians look at it and say, well, America's good. The economy is doing good, so that means everything is fixed. It's not. People are getting worse mentally. Our society is falling apart for a lot of reasons. And Yang is the only candidate saying, well, here's why it's doing so bad. We can reverse the effects of it, and we can make sure that we remain in control. We can fix these things.
And we want to keep innovating, but we got to make sure, because right now, as we innovate, all the gains get trapped at the top like hot air into these hands of these big corporations, Amazon. And I used to work for Amazon Robotics myself. So Amazon, Google, all these big companies don't pay any taxes.
And I used to be homeless. It was so hard to get out of that. I did, but it was not easy, and a lot of people are finding it very hard. Now, Andrew Yang's basic idea is a universal basic income of $1,000 a month, which essentially states no matter what you are, who you are, if you're 18 and above, you're an American, you get $1,000 a month guaranteed.
Makes everybody a shareholder of the economy that's automating and growing.
And this is going to do a lot to help, especially homeless people, because with welfare, it says you get this much money to a certain point. You get above that, we're taking all the money, you get nothing. Universal basic income says no matter who you are, what level you are, you get this money. So keep rising. We're not going to take it from you. Keep rising. Keep getting that money. And keep innovating, doing well. Keep doing well for yourself. You're going to get the money no matter what. Now, this is going to do really good to help a lot of people, especially people like single mothers who don't have that, who are raising a couple children. They need that money. People who are working 2 jobs and still are barely able to keep by. If you get a $500 unexpected fee for something, say your car breaks down, and you can't pay it, that's going to be devastating. If you get $1,000 a month, no matter what happens, you're pretty okay. You're going to make sure that you can pay that fine. You can pay that thing to fix yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How does that sound?
Yeah. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, and he's a true technologist and a visionary. So every one of his talks is like a TED Talk. So, if you see him out, how the news reports him, he does pretty well on the debate stage and everything. But really, people have to really look deeper.
Long form interviews where
he's written 2 books, and I'm halfway through reading his book about artificial intelligence, and it's like one of the most important sociology books in modern times.
It's called The War on Normal People, right?
Yeah, The War on Normal People.
Look it up when you get a chance. He's running for president to help people. He was the founder of a company called Venture for America, and that company's idea is get low-income Americans jobs all around the country. And they did extraordinary. He did a really good job doing it. And he was the entrepreneur who made it. He has a degree in economics. So the things he talks about, he knows how to back it up because he has a degree in economics. And so he has the facts to back it up with a value-added tax. to pay for the UBI. We don't have to raise taxes on the lower class, the upper class, the middle class, or anybody. What we do is we take, say you spend $10 on Amazon. Instead of Amazon getting that $10, they get $9.50. That 50 cents goes into the UBI fund, which pays for the UBI for the entire country, and it does a really good job of doing that. That as well as a financial transaction tax. 100 financial transactions a minute. That's you take a little bit of that money for each one of them. It's going to add up really, really quickly, and it's going to do a good job of doing so. No one actually loses because Amazon doesn't see the effects of that 50 cents loss. You take $2 from them out of every 10, they're going to see the effects, so they're going to raise prices. But you take 50 cents, it's enough for us to get to add up, but it's not enough for them to notice. Like, all right, we're raising prices on everything. Oops.
What's important to you guys in terms of this coming up election?
I guess I hate to say it, I never grew up with a family that was that much involved with politics. And
this is my first time ever volunteering.
Yeah.
And it's only because I heard this guy speak on the Joe Rogan podcast back in
I
March.
love Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in the
Yeah, I am.
Would you like some stickers to pass it to your friends?
Why not?
The other thing is, I'm actually, if you didn't notice, I'm recording a little documentary about our Humanity First movement. Are you guys okay with being on my YouTube channel? Okay, cool. All right. Would you like me to send you a link to the video?
Sure.
Yeah.
Also,
one of your
I
main
don't
members.
expect you to be full Yang Gang by tomorrow, but if you are, I'm hosting an event in North Park tomorrow.
Yeah.
North Park Community Park.
Did you guys just meet today volunteering?
I met
Yeah.
him today, yeah.
Yeah. I've been volunteering since March, ever since I heard this guy speak.
First time I
because I
went-
used to work for Amazon Robotics, and I've been thinking about futurism a lot.
Yeah.
Was sitting around talking to my friends about Star Trek and the future. We were talking about how we're at a crossroads where we have the technology to start living towards a Star Trek-like society, or we could go towards a Mad Max type society.
What'd you rather do? Teleport
as we are
anywhere
now,
you
we're
want,
kinda
or
going
fight to the
towards-
death of resources.
We're kind of going towards Mad Max, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Well, yeah, of course, because as resources get worse, then the mentality
concentration
gets
of wealth at the top, while everybody else kind of lives in
You've seen the
squalor.
movie War Games?
War games? No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I took a social class in college. And War Games is like back when we had tension with Russia, and this kid hacks into like a government system and thinks he's just playing a game, and they drop to DEFCON 1 because he's actually in the simulator, and it's just like we had to compare it to like a Black Mirror episode. And
Yeah,
it's
Black
just-
Mirror is pretty badass.
Yeah, it just shows you like back in the day, like technology was so far away, but this kid still hacked into it and like had an effect, and then you compare that to kind of present day with technology.
Yep.
But you should check it out.
One button.
Amanda.
11.
Nice to meet you. Amanda. 11?
11.
11.
Yeah. 11. Would you like me to send you a link as well?
I can get one.
All
Yeah.
right. Sounds
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, check them out. If you get so inspired, we have a San Diego Yang Gang Facebook group.
Yeah.
So
I don't expect, like I said, I don't expect you to be fully on board by tomorrow, but if you are, there's an event going on. I'm hosting it. North Park Community Park. If you want to stop by and check it out, you can talk to people, get their insight on the situation. You're more than welcome to stop by. Thank you.
and if you just can't wait for me to put out my video, my existing channel is called Humanity First Street Team.
Community first.
But I'll send you the link when I post. This today's kind of out.
Yeah, we're getting footage today. We're going out. We're getting people involved, telling them.
What do you guys do?
Well, I work with dogs. I work for
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Customs compliance manager for a sporting good company. So I did a major in public health, which is interesting because like it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
So if you think about like the public health atmosphere, and like 80% of our medical spending goes into medical costs, and 20% goes into public health and preventative measures, because there's money in medical costs and there isn't in
Yeah.
preventative measures. So how do you get the mindset of people to
So
switch?
I think Andrew
So
Yang's
it's-
long plan
It's
is
hard because it's 8 years. You know what I mean? If you got elected and re-elected, is that enough?
right.
But if you don't, obviously try.
Like the ideological direction he wants to go is to it's really a paradigm shift to like from scarcity to abundance. Right now we're fighting fires, but we can go in a
We
direction
shouldn't
where,
be fighting fires. We
for
should be building
example,
buildings.
if we had an incentive structure where if doctors get paid based on the health outcomes of their patient rather than per procedure, because right now the incentives are that doctors also want to make money, and to make money you have to have sick people. Right, so there's a real
There's an
like
incentive for those
fundamental
doctors
incentive
and those
misalignment.
pharmaceutical companies to keep people sick. You have a cure for cancer, destroy it. We can't let that get out. We need to keep people who have cancer sick so they keep using our resources and giving us money. That's not okay.
And there's a lot of loss of like primary care physicians that would be that preventive health. You have to be super specialized to make more money and get more respect.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So there is a dynamic where healthcare, the regular capitalistic incentives don't really serve the field of healthcare very well.
Not really, no.
So,
It's interesting.
I don't know how big healthcare is important to you. I'm sure it is.
She
But
works in, yeah.
yeah, so
You study public health?
I did. I don't do anything relevant to it now.
Yeah.
There's
And
not
that-
a lot of money in it, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang believes in a Medicare for choice system. So he wants healthcare for all people. You want healthcare, you can have it. You want free healthcare, you can have it. You want government healthcare, you can have it. You want your private insurance, you can have it. It's your choice. You want that kind of healthcare, it's yours to choose. You want private, you want to pay for private, you like your private, you can keep it. You want government healthcare that's paid for by the government, you can have that as well. Bottom line, every American who wants healthcare should be able to get it regardless of economic situation. But if you like your private healthcare for whatever reason, it's yours to keep. The government's like saying, no, you get government healthcare, unowned government healthcare. End of discussion. You want private, you can have it. You want government, you can have it.
Thanks, guys.
It was
Have a
nice
good
to
one.
meet you.
Nice meeting you.